Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Lumber Capital Log Yard. It's Monday, everyone's favorite day of the week, of course, and we are just running the sawmill. It's a bit cloudy out today, but thankfully some nice weather. It looks like it's coming up here tomorrow and the next day, so yay for us who works outdoors, and you know, that kind of stuff really makes a difference. But anyways, I was having a little bit of trouble with the mill this morning. Not sure what it was all about, but when I went to turn off the blade, it wouldn't stop. It slowed down, but like it wouldn't come to a complete stop, and it was doing this kind of like zhun 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 motion, like this, almost like a chugging motion. That was, honestly, it freaked Jade and I out a little bit, and we whipped out our camera to try and catch it so that we could send it over to Wood-Mizer and ask what's wrong, and it stopped. As soon as we got the camera out, it stopped doing it, and we're like, what was all that about? So we haven't had any trouble with it since then, and this is what we've cut so far today. It's past noon at this point, so we're not going to probably be getting too much done, but hopefully finishing up these logs, well, we'll probably do a lot more than that. We've been moving pretty quick through these logs. I feel like they are not the nicest looking logs, I'll tell you that. Some of these are definitely on the ugly side, a little bit. So lots have rot, not necessarily the straightest, but hopefully I can get 1x10s out of as many of these as possible. That's of course going to be the goal, but if not, just some 1x8. So we can get started again and get rolling here. It's just been a cloudy and windy day. It's like I got so used to the couple days when it was warm that now going back to like 45 degrees, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a winter again. One more time, and then we're going in there. That's a good girl. I said, okay, fine, one more. Done. Okay. One more time. I mean it. Come on, baby. Come on. That's a good girl. That little flick trick that I do there just is almost a must. I didn't at first know what to do when the logs wouldn't roll on all the way, but then I learned that little flick trick, and you know what? I've thought about it, and it probably wears out that, I don't know what specific part it'd wear out. It probably wears something out doing it like that, but it's almost like you have no choice unless you wanted to manually handle it every time. But literally, sometimes like every single log will do that. Right now, our debarker is out of commission, but the parts are ordered. The shaft broke on it. The pin, maybe I'll show you guys some other time. I don't really want to get into it because we did put it back together kind of for the time being, but kind of just have it out of the way there. It's just a loosely flopping, so we have it held with a pin that is only doing kind of a good job, not really. So yeah, not having the debarker does definitely take a toll on the blade life. And we were cutting some hemlocks the other day that had a lot, like they were just covered in mud, and you know, mud is just ground up stone, so it's definitely not a good thing when it comes to logs at the sawmill for them to be muddy. But they were dragged across the ground, you know, probably quite a few miles of forest ground, so you can't blame them for being a little bit muddy. If you've seen any of my dad's logging videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those logs are drugged through all kinds of stuff. This is the biggest log we've had yet today, and that's saying kind of a lot considering this is quite a small log in general. All the logs have kind of been just puny, gnarly, and rotten. We threw a couple out. I hit 3 nails in the first log this morning. The first log we rolled on was only big enough to get like a 6-inch wide piece out of it, and we hit 3 nails in a row. I was like, what? Because usually those are caught before they get to the log deck, you know. You can see when there's stain in them or something, and usually you catch that before you end up hitting it with the blade. At least you try, but not with that log. So half of that went in the firewood pile because it was just riddled with nails. I don't know where these logs came from. I think that they might be. My dad may have harvested these. You know, sometimes it just, you know, it really depends on where you're harvesting from. And anybody who takes a walk out into the woods can see how it really differs from place to place, how the trees grow. And it only makes sense, right? But sometimes you just get into a patch that's not the greatest. Not sure what I did to the debarker to break it. There was no like definite, oh yeah, I hit it or something like that. Like it, I don't know, it may have just worn. I don't know if it was a wear piece. They didn't. People over at Wood Miser didn't like specifically say that it was, but who knows? Maybe I hit it and didn't notice. Alright, we finally have this squared up, so we're just gonna do 1 1/8 all the way down. I was delighted by some of the Rayfleck patternings on some of these boards. That's one thing that I love about milling hardwood just in general. Not that all hardwoods have Rayfleck, but you know, the ones that do, it's always so fun. It's always so fun to see the different patternings. It's like a snowflake. It's never going to be the same pattern twice. It's just not like that. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, sawdust in my eye, sawdust in my eye. Okay, all right. Listen, I'm trying to do my extro, dog. Anytime but right now. Anytime but right now. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I did want to quickly mention that if you haven't checked out our website, lumbercapital.com, we've been trying really hard to get a good website working with stuff on it. And you know, websites, it's not the easiest thing. Of course, everyone makes it sound easy, but it's far from that. And my mom's been trying to, I mean, she spent so many hours doing it, and I guess my brother has also been working on doing some of it as well, is what he, oh my gosh, dog, is what he was saying. So we are trying to get it up and working, and we want to try and get some traffic through there. So if you want to pull up lumbercapital.shop and take a look and let us know what you think, we would greatly appreciate that. So other than that, we'll see you back here next time. Bye guys.